I've never done work for money. Ever. If your choices are based on grosses and the film doesn't do well, what does that mean? It leaves you with nothing. I've gotten very good at scheduling my life. Scheduling the scene and preparing myself for knowing, saving the energy, consuming the energy, knowing when to go for it, and having the available reserves to be able to do that. You have to think about that because it's endurance. Awards are wonderful. I've been nominated many times, and I've won many awards. But my journey is not towards that. If it happens, it will be a blast. If it doesn't, it's still been a blast. I didn't become an actor to have power, but it just happens that I have it. And so I have a lot of opportunities. Here's how I've lived my life. I've never been late to a set. I make films I believe in. I feel privileged to be able to do what I love. When you have to cope with a lot of problems, you're either going to sink or you're going to swim. I disagree with people who think you learn more from getting beat up than you do from winning. Talk is over. Rate it as a means of settling disputes. I'm an all or nothing kind of person. And when I become interested in something, I give it my all. I always look for a challenge and something that's different. The exciting part of acting. I don't know how else to explain it. Are those moments when you surprise yourself? What I find sometimes that is tricky is if actors are using too much of their own life. In a picture, in a scene, they get locked into a particular way to play the scene, and it lacks an immediacy. As a young actor, people were trying to define who I was before I really knew that for myself. But I still remember thinking, this is what I love doing, and I hope I'm going to be able to do it forever. I have respect for what other people believe. What I believe in my own life is that it's a search for how I can do things better. Whether it's being a better man or a better father, or finding ways for myself to improve. Do I make mistakes? Yeah, I like to work with people that I like hanging out with, that I admire, that are really smart and talented, and we can problem solve together. I love what I do. I take great pride in what I do. And I can't do something halfway. 3/4, 9/10. If I'm gonna do something, I go all the way. I look at the samurai because they were the artists of their time. What I think struck me when I read Bushido is compassion. If there's no one there to help, go out and find someone to help. That hit me because I try to lead my life like that. I want a world without war, a world without insanity. I want to see people do well. I don't even think it's as much as what I want for myself. It's more what I want for the people around me. That's what I want. I've learned to relax more. Everybody feels pressure in what they do. Maybe mine is just a little different because there doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day to accomplish what I want to. I've never made a film that I didn't believe in, you know? However the picture turns out, I've always given everything to it. That's kind of how I approach life. I can't help it. There's no part, way with me, anything in any area of my life. The thing about film making is I give it everything. That's why I work so hard. I always tell young actors to take charge. It's not that hard. Sign your own checks. Be responsible. When I first started out, all the attention could be a bit unnerving, especially when people stared. Now, I find the best thing is to just relax. Being recognized is just something you have to get used to. When I work very hard. So I look to work with people who have that level of dedication. And I depend on that from everyone, from the director to my crews. That ends nicely. That's why it ends. When you become successful in any type of life, there are people who are not contributing to the motion. I'm passionate about learning. I'm passionate about life. Every single time I start to do a picture, without fail, I feel as if I don't know what I'm doing. I go without sleep. I just go hard. I'm a romantic. Individuals have to decide what is true and real for them. I don't care who you are. Life has challenges. When I'm promoting a film, I'm not going to get caught up in anything else. And that includes all my personal things. Whether it's making a film or raising my children, personally, I'm striving to do the right things and to learn. If you have kids, it is the most important thing to create good times. I've always had the same values. Family for me has always been important. When I shoot, everybody comes. I've spent many birthdays on a movie set, all great days. Perception and reality are two different things. Perception and reality are two different things. In this life, it's not what you hope for. It's not what you deserve. It's what you take. When I was about 7 years old, I had been labeled dyslexic. I'd try to concentrate on what I was reading. Then I'd get to the end of the page and have very little memory of anything I'd read. I would go blank, feel anxious, nervous, bored, frustrated, dumb. I would get angry. My legs would actually hurt when I was studying. My head ached. All through school and well into my career, I felt like I had a secret. When I'd go to a new school, I wouldn't want the other kids to know about my learning disability. But then, I'd be sent off to remedial reading. I feel lonely at times, but I don't want to get into a relationship with someone if it is not right. I'm not the type of person who just does things to do them. I had to train myself to focus my attention. I became very visual and learned how to create mental images in order to comprehend what I read.